Mais je pense que quand tu cliques dessus, c'est bon. Ah, c'est bizarre. Ah, je sais pas.
Impresionante.
Está bueno, ¿eh?
Se fidí.
Il a regardé qui boit, il en a mis partout.
Agua.
Ah, que hay agua. Buen camino.
So I'm here with Jan from Holland. He's living here in this town. He lived for some time in Australia as well, and he's gonna to tell us Jan. This is my first interview.
It's gonna be a bit of a yarn.
Yeah. So what brought you here? You were saying.
Wow, that is a long answer, but there's a short version, and it's basically God. I think it was meant to be. Sometimes in life you wonder if what you're doing is just what the flow brings of society and expectations, or what is meant to be. And so we prayed about it, and that was it. So we felt God led us to Australia, and then out of Australia in 2016 we felt to come here. There was some incredible signs after we prayed that was like, whoa, this cannot be coincidence. And so we actually took it on and ended up here on the Camino. First volunteering in a hostel, and then leading a bit of a Christian community here on the Camino.
Okay. And
living in a little village.
Tell us some of the signs, just for people who aren't familiar with that kind of. So yeah, you were saying signs.
Yes. So we had an idea as we lived 6 years in Australia and then in the Northern Rivers, that God has put on our hearts to have some place of welcoming other people into our lives, maybe community with that spiritual dynamic. And so we were praying about that, and then in a very funny way, Spain came up in the Camino. And so we thought, well, that is odd. I have nothing with Spain. I don't speak the language, never been. And so I'm living in Australia. I'm expecting to be here. I've got my residency. No way I'm going to go back to Europe. And then, as we prayed honestly about it, even with our children, I remember, just a simple prayer, you know. And then a few days later, I had to drop off my kids at another farm with kids to play. And I remember the culvert, the end, there was 3 roads to farms, and then we had to take one, but the other one, it had a massive big sign at the gate, and it said Camino de Santiago de Compostela with a yellow arrow, 16,767 kilometers or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, we all as a family we lost it. We jumped out of the car and we were like crying and laughing, and I get still goosebumps as I tell you this.
Wow.
Because we asked for a simple sign. I said, you know, this is crazy. Should we go to the Camino in Spain? And then you see that after you've prayed, like,
yeah,
you know, later you can always rationalize and think, was it coincident? What was the reason? But we just keep it simple and believe as children.
Yep.
And so we thought, okay, then we'll follow up this lead to this place in Spain to volunteer, and who knows what will be next. And here we are 4 years later.
Yeah, wow. So next question, Jan, what's it been like? And are you glad that you followed that sign?
Yeah, I am. So it's difficult to say. Yes, I am very glad, but I think what I've learned through the years of living this adventurous life, this Camino life, this following God life, that it is that good is not the same as comfortable.
Yeah.
So it has definitely been good, but it's been hard. We have had to survive in this Spanish village in a quiet, cold house, not knowing anybody, not having any contact, no heating, sleeping on the floor with my kids.
Wow.
But we got given that house for free to survive in the winter, and we had barely no money. Like, we had to live off like 300 euros a month. Wow. So it was very tough. But if you know that voice that is calling, then that gives you hope and strength to stick out the difficult part in it, and that gives a very gratifying and fulfilling sensation, and that is different than maybe comfort or luxury or riches or easiness.
Sure. Yep, definitely.
Does that make sense?
totally. I had a similar experience with my time here in Spain. Not comfortable, but very fulfilling, and it helped me grow a lot.
Yes. So you kind of then realize that it's not so much about you yourself, but about doing this Camino, this way, this life, following something that is bigger than you and that you cannot control.
Yeah.
So I felt.
And you don't know the impact.
The outcome. No, you don't know the impact. You don't know the outcome, the end. And so I always say, in the beginning, when I worked and I had a busy life, I had my hands like this. I was stressed. I was strong. I could work hard, make lots of money. But in the end, my muscles were tense. And if I achieved something, I could also say, you see, I did it.
Yeah.
And then I felt that God did kind of this. And he said, I want you to let go of all that you can achieve. And so what happened, it felt very vulnerable to have all my life exposed and God taking some things away. For example, fashion or my...
You look pretty good. You got a nice
it's all given. It's all given.
Okay.
Or my skiing holiday. I love skiing in the Alps, but expensive.
Yeah.
And he took that away. But then he put other things in there that were actually way more satisfying. And so I couldn't say, cool, I did it. I could only say thank you. So it made me a lot more grateful and humble rather than ego focused and saying, I've done it, you know? So I don't know where this life goes. If you would, it would be great to see if we can meet in 10 years. And I don't know if you'll find me in China, if I'm already dead, if I am in here still or anywhere else. Who knows? But that's the good thing.
Could be a bullfighter.
Yeah, who knows?
You're not far from Pamplona.
Yes. I actually did run with the bulls once. Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. I just got stung by a bee on the freaking neck. Hurts quite a bit. Apparently, not all Spaniards are so welcoming.